Alright, y'all, so I made a post today, maybe last night or early this morning. I'm gonna put it right here, talking about how modern day Islam religion is not the same as the original Islamic religion and the frequency of that. Just like modern day Christianity is not the same as old Christianity and the roots of where it came from. Just like many of these other religions, they have been absolutely infiltrated by an elite class of men that came and ripped the women out of their positions of leadership um, as far as spirituality goes. They've distorted and corrupted the teachings as well to go to a more sinister, evil, unnatural nature. So it's not even the true basis of where the belief systems began. How are you going to throw out all people who are Muslim saying they're bad people, but you're not going to do the same things for people who claim to be Christian but don't act Christ-like? There are good and bad people in all religions. It does not mean just because someone is they say they're a certain religion means they're an awful person. Just because someone says they're Christian doesn't mean that they're automatically a good person. What determines someone's character is not necessarily what they claim as their belief system, but it's how they act and portray in their daily lives. It's the things that they do when no one's watching. It's those types of things that determine the character of a person, not whether they are Muslim, Christian, Catholic. That does not matter, especially in today's day and age where all of these religions have been so twisted up and distorted and inverted. For example, I was really curious last week about the whole propaganda of how Muslims hate dogs. That's not actually true. If you look into it, it's the fact that dogs don't clean themselves or necessarily have the cleanest hygiene routines within themselves. So they don't like to keep them in churches, temples, or the homes unless they are like service animals because they're not clean. That makes sense to me. Whereas cats are consistently grooming themselves throughout the day on their own with no help. Doesn't mean you don't give cats baths and whatnot, but their energy, they're constantly in a state of cleansing themselves, and dogs are more for protection outside of the home, guarding the door, guarding these spaces, guarding the temples rather than being inside and tracking in filth from inside to outside. It's the same things where in certain cultures they take their shoes off before entering a space. They want to keep their house clear of outside energies. There's so much propaganda with Muslims, which is really harmful. It just goes to show like my dream the other day where it was showing like how a lot of these people are hurting because of the propaganda to hate them that is being spread and believed. It's like if you can tell who has never actually talked with a Muslim before or had Muslim friends, and I highly encourage you guys to actually talk to Muslim people, especially the women and the elder women. Not all people that claim to be Muslim are awful. Not all people who claim to be Muslim are inverted or distorted. Just like not all people who claim to be Christian are good people, nor are all people who claim to be Catholic or any of these certain religions or even claiming to be spiritual. Not all of them are good people just because they use a label. Not all of them are bad people just because they choose a label. You have to be discerning with the character of each individual person and stop being so blind and ignorant and saying one entire group of people is awful. All gay people, all trans people, all these people are bad, because that's not true. There's good and bad apples in the entire bunches of these places, and some are inverted, some have sold their souls, some are soulless, while others have remained true to high morale and value, and they value human life, they value their souls, they are good people. Stop being so easily hypnotized into this hatred realm to hate people that you don't even know. You're being so easily brainwashed to hate a certain people just because of the propaganda that is out there. This is the same thing that happened with the Jews and the Nazis, okay? There was so much propaganda about how these people are evil and believe this and they're subhuman. It's all about claiming these people to be subhuman or less than human. Every single life here is worthy. You know, every single person has the ability to choose what they practice, what they follow, and what they are sacrificing in this world. So base it off of that, if anything. Base it off people's characters. Base it off the ways people speak. Especially base it off the ways people treat other people. Babies, especially babies, children, and women, and animals. Like, the whole Muslims hate dogs thing is not true, and there may be some Muslims that act like, oh, they're dirty, so they are, they're evil and they're demonic, but that's not all Muslim people. There are Muslims that have dogs. They just don't want them in the home because their practices, it's like the shoes thing. They are there to guard the door unless someone is blind or needing a service animal, which actually makes a lot of sense to me if you want your temple and your sacred space to be clean. A lot of Asian cultures do not allow outside shoes in the home. They have house slippers at the door, and you leave your outside shoes outside so that energy is not tracked in. It's like a law of feng shui, which the Eastern world is very much in tune with, versus the Western world is very filthy. We know that. Know that a lot of customs that came from, sorry to say, medieval times and certain parts of Europe are unclean. So please, like, do the whole eye bleach and unbrainwash yourself from propaganda to hate people, because you're just being used as a pawn, like, to do other people's dirty work. When you, are being so mindless to not take a hold of your own mind and even seek out the knowledge that's there. Like, I made the video the other day talking about seeking. Whatever you seek, you will find. If you're seeking hate and more proof to hate something or a group or a body of people, you're gonna find it. If you're seeking for the truth, you're gonna find it. But if you're only what you are seeking is what you're gonna find, that's how this universe works. It's very holographic, in my opinion, like a hologram. What you reflect out is going to be what you receive. That's been my experience, nonetheless, living in this lifetime and many lifetimes. If you want to seek peace, you're going to find peaceful resolutions. You're going to find Muslim people. You're going to find other people that you can talk to that can set you straight and talk about the truth. Because the truth is, old Islam is not the same as new Islam, and it has been taken over by an elite class of corrupt men. Like so much of our world, it's been taken over by unhealthy, toxic, unevolved patriarchs that act as archons and gatekeepers to the feminine powers. Whereas before that happened, it was matriarchal. It was very much rooted in respect for women, children, and the life givers on this planet. We really need to be able to study modern history and ancient history and bridge the gaps in between and stop listening to the propaganda that promotes hate and really understand what happened, where this was taken, and who has been in charge. It's no shocker that elite class men from all over the world have taken over most religious places, most medical systems, any place that involves women and children, and the finances that goes to funding those certain things. Use your brain, use your brain. You have the gift of discernment, you have the gift of intuition as a human being. You're able to develop those things if yours is minuscule and low. Stop being a free war machine, stop recycling fear loops, stop recycling war timelines within yourself by promoting hatred, and start educating yourself. And like I said in the post, start seeking out women, especially elders of these different societies, and ask them of their memories. Ask them of their parents' memories, because I promise you, it was not always this way. And the matriarch is rising, if that's why all of this is happening. Because the matriarch is getting her power again, the earth body is restoring again, and we need everyone on that wave. Versus hating, let's put more energy into the womb's fueling so that we want to create life again, okay? That women feel safe birthing men's children again. Safe men. and men can feel strong and safe with protecting their families. That's where we need to get at.